Hello, welcome to this video. Today we're looking at Quizizz, and I'm going to go through how to create a quiz assessment using the inbuilt AI feature. So first off, we're going to log on to Quizizz. Quizizz has a free for schools option. I'm based in the UK, and you can put in your organisation, and if they've registered, you can access and create quizzes and access some of the features for free. So let's go and click Create Quiz. You get a variety of options. I'm going to focus on the assessment, which is a typical question feature. And then you get a number of things. You can import a worksheet. I've already got a video on how to do that. You click on the banner in the top right hand corner, you can access that video. Or we can choose Create from Scratch, where you can type in the questions, or we can do Generate with AI, and that's what I'm going to use today. So I'm going to use a text prompt. So I'm going to do something on photography and aperture and depth of field. Obviously, the more you put in, the more specific, the better and more appropriate the question. Okay, so you could put in more. I've put in my initial prompt. I'm going to ask for 10 questions. We'll leave it at education year 13 and then click continue. So what it's doing is it's interpreted what's there, and it's looking at suggestions of subtopics I may want to add. So understanding aperture and exposure, and depth of field basics. I'm happy with those, and I'm going to click generate. It will now go ahead and generate the questions. So I've got some questions. They're looking at those. They look reasonably good. I'm going to have a closer look as I go through. So I'm now going to click and say use this quiz. And now I've got my questions. I can adjust the time level. So we can think, well, that's a relatively quick question. We'll shorten that. So we've got what does the aperture in a camera lens control? And we've got some answers which I'm happy with. Next one, which F number represents a wide aperture? And again, I'm happy with that. And again, I could go in and adjust the time. But what I can also do, and which is really useful, is I can go in and I can choose AI. And then I've got an option and I can choose it. So instead of just having all multiple choice questions, we can dip into the wider selection of questions available with Quizizz. So for this one, I can go convert, and I'm going to choose drag and drop for that one. So it's going to alter the question so it fits with that particular type of question. I'm going to go apply changes. So what's nice now is I can start to work through this, and I can alter the question types. So a bit more breadth of questions available. So here I can come in and I can look and go, okay, with this one, I'm going to go for match exercise. Now, sometimes it doesn't always work, but in most cases it does. So I'm happy with that as a matching exercise. I can hit apply changes. So each time I can alter what's what. Now this one, because it's a matching exercise, I'm going to give it a bit longer. I can also obviously increase the points if I wanted to. Moving on to the next one. What effect does a smaller aperture, i.e. a higher F number, have on the exposure? So again, I can use AI, and potentially I can look at maybe converting that to a real world scenario. So let's see how that will do. Let's see if it will allow me to do that. So now it's taking something from just a static question, putting it into a scenario. So learners are really having to interpret the question more fully and then choose an appropriate answer. So again, it's increasing the level of thinking that they have to do. It's adding an element of variety to enable you to check and test their knowledge. So I'm going to click apply changes. And I can keep doing that through the rest of my questions. So with this one, I can click apply. Again, I can go into convert. I can maybe choose drop down for this question. I'm happy with that and click apply changes. And we can go through. I'm going to leave a few as they are. I'll come down to the next one. And what's really nice is you've got this opportunity now to localize for the UK. So as I said, I'm based in the UK, so it's great. If there's any Americanized words, it will correct them using that feature. Or we've got the option also to replace with a similar question. So instead of having that question, I can go actually replace with a similar question. It will have a suggestion. I'm happy with that. And again, I can adjust the time. And then we go to the last question. We'll look at this again. We'll try converting it to a real life scenario. I'm going to hit apply. So very quickly, we've taken a very basic prompt. We've generated a question, going through the question, obviously making sure you've got the subject specialist knowledge to check and verify what it's put forward. And then I can start to adapt it. So I can move away from just having a whole selection of multiple choice questions. I can have different types of questions there. And it's really straightforward, just moving it around and choosing which question type you want and then apply changes. So I'm now happy. I'm just going to make one last amendment to this one here. Just going to have a fill in the blanks. I'm going to hit apply changes. I'm happy with my 10 questions, so I'm going to hit publish. I can still go in if I wish to edit that further, but I'm happy that's now ready to be shared with my learners. So there you have it, a quick way of creating a quiz using the inbuilt features within AI. I really like the fact I can go in, having created that initial quiz, and edit the question types and have something that's got a bit more variety than just the standard multiple choice questions. So I hope you found the video useful. If you did, remember to subscribe to my channel and join me again soon for more EdTech videos. Thanks for watching.